Welp, this should be it.
What's the password?
I love speakeasies. 727.
Okay, when you see it. Welcome in, kid.
Wait, that actually worked?
All hail, traveler. How fare ye? I see thee must beast, exhausted after such perilous journey to the bar. How may I beast of service and quench thy thirst?
Dude, what? Why are you talking like we're in the medieval times? It's the 1920s. Anyways, can I just get a shot of vodka?
Thy order is coming right up, good sir.
Hey, what's this?
No, don't touch that.
Okay, but what even is it?
Oh, for crying out loud, it's called the radio. You young ones really haven't heard of it? Here, let me play it for you.
Testing? 1, 2, 3. Hello? Is this thing working? Oh, happy Valentine's Day to everybody listening in. This is Scuffed Chicago News, and I am your host, Benjamin Benson, son of Benson's son. I hope you are all doing swell on this fine Thursday evening of 1929 on February 14th. In today's segment, I will be covering the weather, a massacre in the heart of our city, info about Germany and Russia, and retaliation against spies in our country. Along with that, we've got juicy gossip about a scandal in the government. Lastly, we'll be having legendary baseball player Babe Ruth joining us for a special interview tonight, so stay tuned. Currently, the weather in Chicago, Illinois is looking to be quite chilly. The temperature will be a minimum of 13 degrees Fahrenheit and a high of 26. We are also expecting 4 inches of snow as well. It'll be a cold and snowy day, so to all the fellow flappers out there, I'd recommend wearing something other than those short dresses. Maybe go replace your high heel shoes with winter boots. If the weather isn't wild enough, then this day just got even wilder. A horrifying episode of organized crime has occurred right in Chicago today. 7 men dead, all brutally shot down by machine guns. For a while, Al Capone, a notorious gangster, has had control of the bootlegging industry in the south side of Chicago. The only thing preventing him from operating the north side, the gang run by George Bugs Morin. However, he's decided to get rid of all the competition and gain Morin's territory once and for all. Knowing intel that Morin's gang regularly uses a garage on North Clark Street as a drop-off point for shipments of alcohol, he decided to set up a little surprise for them. Capone disguised his gang members in police uniforms and rushed them into the garage, spraying 200 bullets into 7 of Morin's gang members. Morin himself was not one of the people there. Nobody has been prosecuted yet. People are now referring to it as the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Now, our reporter John will be informing us about the other side of the world. Hello, I am currently risking my life to spy on Germany. This is the news I've acquired so far. It seems like the German monarchy has been overthrown and replaced by the Weimar Republic, a democratic government. The country has been left in shambles after the Great War, and the punishing terms of the Treaty of Versailles has made them become desperate. One man who stood out from the crowd due to his oration skills and ideals to make Germany the master race has come into power. This man's name is Adolf Hitler. He's become the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party, which has also become known as the Nazi Party. Right now, he's... Hey, is that a spy in our country? Yeah, let's go behead him. No, guys, I have diplomatic immunity. You can't... Unfortunately, it seems like our friend John is having signal issues, so I'll be carrying the show for now. You know, I think this Hitler guy seems like a pretty nice person. I sure hope he doesn't go on to orchestrate the deaths of over 6 million Jews. Anyways, that's not important. An event that is playing a major impact on our own country is occurring in Russia. A communist group known as the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin, has seized control of the government and established a communist government in the Soviet Union. Many Americans are fearing that if such a small faction could take control of Russia, then they could easily take over the US as well. We'll be discussing the effects of the Red Scare in our nation after this commercial break. Buy America's most popular car now. The Model T is cheaper than ever for a price of $850. It is both lightweight and sturdy. You can bring all your friends and family along for a joyride in this 5-seated automobile. Alright, now that we're back from that advertisement, let's talk about how the fear of communists taking over our nation was being fueled. The Russians may already be among us. In 1919 alone, many workers and labor unions went on strike. There were over 4 million workers striking. Employers thought this was the plotting of communists. Additionally, bombs were being sent to political officials or figures in big business. One of the targets whose home was bombed was General A. Mitchell Palmer. As a result, Palmer enforced the Palmer Raids in 1920 to bust these communist conspiracies. The Palmer raids violated many people's rights from the Constitution. 10,000 suspected radicals were arrested. Homes were searched without a warrant. Arrested individuals were held without bail, and foreigners were sent to deportation hearings without the aid of a lawyer. In the end, about 600 immigrants were deported, and the hysteria from the Red Scare gradually diminished. In the early 1920s, the members in President Warren G. Harding's administration were involved in many scandals. We've just received word that one of their most infamous scandals yet involves Albert B. Fall, who was appointed by Harding as Secretary of the Interior. Previously, during the Progressive Era, an oil reserve in Teapot Dome, Wyoming was set up for use and control by the Navy. In 1920, our devious friend Fall uses his persuasive skills to convince President Harding and Edward Denby, Secretary of the Navy, to transfer control of the oil reserve from the Navy Department to the Interior Department. With this agreement, Fall was also able to gain drilling rights for 2 other oil reserves in California. Fall, now having control of 3 oil reserves, decided to give drilling rights of these reserves to his personal friends in the oil industry. They were able to make a lot of money off these reserves. A few people soon started suspecting Fall of where he had magically received $100,000, which he used for his own spending. Fall was later trialed, fired, and jailed for bribery. He became the first U.S. cabinet official ever sentenced to prison for an illegal act committed while in office, which probably is not one of the best titles to go down in history with. Hey y'all, this will probably sound crazy, but I'm actually sitting a foot away from Babe Ruth right now.
What's up, everybody? It's an honor to be on Scuffed Chicago News. Thank you for inviting me today.
It's our pleasure. Alright, before we start, I just want to say that was a phenomenal game by you last night.
Thank you.
Okay, enough chit chat. Let's just dive right into the interview. And to start things off, let's talk about your road to success and where you started.
Well, I'd say I had a pretty humble beginning. I was born on February 6, 1895 in Baltimore, Maryland to 7 other children. My parents spent most of their time working, so I was left unsupervised for a lot of the time. As a kid, I used that time to cause trouble.
Ooh, is it true that you were already drinking beer and chewing tobacco by the time you were 6?
I can't say that for certain, but I was definitely notorious for stealing and vandalism. Unfortunately, my parents found out and sent me to St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys.
It was pretty boring there, right?
It actually would have been the most miserable time of my life if I hadn't met Brother Matthias. He was a Canadian priest there, and I thought of him as a father figure. He taught me how to read and write, but he also instilled my love for baseball. I learned how to pitch and hit from him.
Wow, Brother Matthias must have had a huge influence on your life then.
Yup, he was the greatest man I've ever known.
Well, folks, I believe that's all the time we have for today. Just how much further can Babe Ruth go? Only time will tell. See ya.